It's your boy Vanna, and welcome to another episode of Try Bonsai. Today, my friends, are gonna do a bit of an emergency repot. This ironwood, this was originally an air layer from one of my other ironwood specimens, and I found that the soil is not draining fast enough. And I was doing a little bit of carving here, and I found that the plant was twisting a bit much in this spot for the length of time that it has been in this spot. So before the rain comes, this is going to be a quick thing. Let me get this out of the soil, look at the roots, and get this into a fresh batch of soil. So let me just go. So I got it out of the soil, and the root system looks very meager. Right now, as you can see, this is the extension to where the air layer was taken off. So I'm going to take the opportunity to take this away, get this off, and start to work once this survives. Cut back some of these extending roots, and once this survives, gradually work on creating a nice feeder root system. What I have happening here is the majority of roots are on one side of the tree. So something to work on. Maybe I could probably scar this side. There's a one root here, but maybe I could scar this side, put a little bit of rooting hormone, and hope for some work. Yeah. So first things first, what I'm going to do is to nice and neat, gently get in between here to remove this excess piece of dead wood. So I'm utilizing my ratchet pruners to get this job done. Right, and that is off. And what I could do now is come in with these concave and try to nibble away at this base. So I'm not going to keep it for that. We're going to come back and look at it after. So I'm looking at the root system, and as I said before, there are no roots really in the back here, because this root comes out, it goes up and over, which is not such a good thing, but for the survival of the plant, I'm not going to remove it for now. What I will do, however, I made a scar here, so I will put a bit of rooting hormone here and see if I could encourage some roots to grow. And what I'm going to do is cut back on some of these very long extending bits of root, and hope for the best where this is concerned. I noticed it, and I probably should have acted before, but I saw that it was struggling. Very unusual to the other ironwood trees that I have, and I should have acted before, but I hope it is not too late in doing this now. So let me make a radial cut to this. I have to work my both hands. I can't, because just because. And when we come back, we're going to look at it, right? So based on what is happening now, I am doing very minor root work on this. Just basically taking a radial cut, removing all the overly long extending roots, and I'm thinking that I'm going to put it back into not the same pot, sorry. I'm not going to put it back into the same pot. I'm actually going to place it into a tile pot for the sake of maintaining this tree and longevity of cutting the wrong thing. I cut back this root very hard because this was a very thick root. But everything else, I think I am okay with where they are at present. There is feeder roots to the bottom of them. I'm going to give them a little comb out to make sure that I have nothing in some overly bad spaces, and I'm comfortable with that. This root, bring it closer. This root goes up and over, and I have nothing else coming from the back here, as you can see, and there's no amount of work that will make this root come down. But I am looking at the survival of this, and based on that, I will leave this root for now. Although I want to take it off, to be honest, I want to take it off and go for gold. I'm going to put some rooting hormone, and when we check back on this, it should be hoping and praying that it is in a good space. So let me get that tile pot and get this tree potted up and probably reduce some of the not so great vigor on top. So I'm going to do a little bit of an experiment, and I'm going to put this piece of tile into the pot and place the plant on top of this to encourage that radial spread. Further encourage the radial spread. Now, this tile has a nice bit of depth, which would aid with the potential scarring that I did to foster new roots. Yeah, so now I've never done this before, and I don't necessarily need to do it. I could probably just comb out the roots. I could probably just do that, and over time keep raising until I get not only the radial root spread but with that kind of a look, that nabari. So I'm wondering if this is if the root system wouldn't be too flat. I could probably put a little bit of soil on top of it. So this is the tree here, and if I place this on top of the tile, it has room for the roots to grow in. And I had it move real smart. I put the rooting hormone on the cut point, and then I place the tree in water. Smart. I put in some soil on top of the tile to basically kind of cover it a bit, and placing the roots so it would not encourage anything to go straight down, but rather outward in a radial pattern. And now let's fill up with soil. I started to check for air pockets in the soil, and I find this tree is planted a little high for what I want to try to do. So let me do it over quickly. This is it planted here in the angle that I want. Right, as you see, it comes up nicely and it goes up. Maybe I could have turned it a little bit more, but that's okay. I'll give you a better view on it in a minute, but let's get to pruning back some of this growth. Not all of it, but at least enough so that we could reduce some of the strain on the on this tree. Yeah, so with that said, I took off this branch here. I'm going to take this back. And I'm wondering about this, if this is too long. If I cut this back, I could cut this off completely and leave just this semi-cascading bit, which looks nice. But no, I like this. This has movement. This has some movement in it. Subtle movement, but movement nonetheless. This is it. Let me bring you in for a closer look at what I did. And yeah, let's hope for the success of this plant. So this is the potential front of it. And it's already building a little bit of a flare down to the base. And it comes up, and as you would have seen, I would have taken off this branch to encourage a little bit more taper and movement. I don't want to take this off yet, but I would want to kind of bring this back because I want to create something of a canopy to the top, and I don't want that canopy too far away from the base. So if I could build that canopy somewhere around here, that would be nice. Now if it's up here and I have the support to balance the tree properly, that would be great. So it means that I'd have to foster growth coming back this way and a better canopy. But once it takes off, in time we could reduce it and build that canopy a little bit closer. But this is the potential front of the tree going around. As you know, I don't tie down trees. Sorry for the bad camera work. This I would put as the back. Now, this back has movement, but what happens is that this trunk, this apex, goes up and goes away from you. This branch also goes away from you. So this is the back of it, and coming back around to the front of this planting. And that is it. So my friends, as per usual, thank you so very, very much for watching. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I love the comments. You know, it's nice to read the comments. If you think that I could have done something differently, let me know. If you like what I do, let me know. You know, the likes help because it allows for my channel to reach a wider audience. So I encourage you to like, subscribe of course, and share and comment. Don't forget, I'm going wrong in circles. Anyways, my friends, thank you so very, very much, and always remember, treat people how you want to be treated. Yeah, and our climate is our responsibility. We have an opportunity to change it for the better. If not for ourselves, let us do it for the future generations. So, that is it. I'll go see you all soon. Take care. Bye.